Here you go, buddy. Your new home. Vivarium slash paludarium builder. It's just gonna get better and better. I don't know how, I think the logo needs to be bigger. What's going on today, everybody? Back in the mini zoo, and on today's video, we're about to turn this thing into a mini jungle. It should be pretty interesting because I don't have everything I'm supposed to need, but guess what? We're gonna make it work. So, let me show you how to do it the cheap way. So, like I've said before, this guy, we are going to be scaping this bad boy out impressively. So, what we're gonna do is, we need to put this liner down. This liner is gonna go in there. It's gonna be the entire bottom. We're gonna have a bioactive bottom for this build. And along with that, we're gonna have a little water feature. I'm gonna make it out of a tote. It's gonna look good, I promise. Because our boy Jimmy here, our Chinese water dragon, he needs a little bit of a water feature. So, we're gonna make our own bio totes out of just sand, all the fish. Let me show you. All right, so first things first, we gotta get our bio basin put in here. So, let me get that situated. All right, bio basin engaged. Now, I have an idea. Insert idea. So, I have a tote that has all my guppies in it because I merged them all into one. This tote is gonna get put in here. Yes, this is going to be Jimmy's his new water feature. Nice. I'm going to fill the rest of this up with dirt. This is going to be its own little portion. I'm going to end up getting a bubbler. We're going to steal air from here. Put a bubble in there, get that circulating. Everything else around it will be all dirt. I'm going to steal dirt from the pond that I'm currently digging out. I'm going to steal dirt from there, mix it with peat moss so it holds moisture. And yeah, that's going to be our substrate, and then it's going to go crazy. All right, let me kind of explain what I got going on here. So I got a sponge filter running in here. I ran the air line out the back of the enclosure, plugged into our air line. So this is going to be nice and mixed up and goody-goody. We have a whole bunch of Java moss in here, which we honestly might have to pull some of it out because it is so prolific in here. And now in here, I have a whole bunch of weeds, essentially, that I had weed-eated up, okay? This is gonna be my bottom layer, all right? Make sure it kind of stays in that little basin, you know? So this is my bottom layer, right? And then we're gonna run dirt on top of this mixed with the peat moss. That's gonna give us a little bit of compost at the bottom, keep all the bugs, all the goodies in there, plus the fresh dirt that I just pulled out of the ground. That's gonna have plenty of microbes, plenty of all of the goodies in there as well. Plus, mixing everything with peat moss to keep that moisture in there, you know? So I'm gonna get that leveled out, get everything looking minty, and then we'll get back to you. Alright, so one layer of dirt. Do a nice small layer of some sphagnum peat moss. Make ourselves a nice little dirt sandwich. All right, so you can see we were going layer by layer by layer. Peat moss, dirt, peat moss, dirt. Looking pretty good, huh? Not too shabby. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get more dirt and mound this so Jimmy could just run right up into there. Look at that. We got bugs already running around in there, spiders already running around in there, ants. You name it, we got it. Look at all them ants. Yeah, Jimmy can eat them ants up too. So yeah, the entire thing, all bioactive, good to go. What I'm gonna do is add a little bit of charcoal to kind of help. I'll sprinkle it in the top, kind of mix it in just to kind of keep everything clean, a little cleanliness, if you will. And then, yeah, we're gonna possibly stick these on the back. I'm not quite sure how I wanna do that yet. Because you can't really glue it. You can see how they're curved. I mean, we could mash them in there, but I don't know. We'll figure something out to use them somewhere, but I don't know if they're gonna be used here. We shall see. We could use them to make shelving, little basking areas for Jimmy, but for now, let's go get more dirt to get it ramped up to our water feature. And then, let's start getting some vines. Let's start doing the whole works. All right, so what I have done is I glued it. Well, I started gluing the back of our cork bark to the back with the Gorilla Glue, and I braced it up so I didn't have to hold it. I started getting a whole bunch of wood that I just have sitting outside. Every time a storm would come and the branches would fall, I was like, oh, that will work perfect. So I have a whole bunch of wood to put in here as well. I just can't put too much because we still are working on the background here. So the background's gonna come up to here. I will have to order another batch or two of these guys. I don't know when I'll do that because I think this is honestly gonna look way better than what he's currently in. So that might be a little bit, but as of right now, we're just waiting for this to dry so then we could start really, well, do the second tier. And then once we do the second tier, then really start getting after this stuff. So we're just waiting for this glue to dry. I'm gonna try and start stacking this second tier while the bottom tier is still drying. And see if I can't get the bad boy glued together down there. I might be able to use that piece that I had used to brace it up, to brace the bottoms of these up at least. We want to get this bad boy done. No lollygagging around. And I will reiterate this again. We will be blocking all of the gaps with spray foam, so there's nothing to worry about there. Trust the process. Hey, that looks actually really good. I will be getting a second row. I just don't know if I want to switch it up and do a different style, kind of on the sides and the back, or just keep this whole wooded type vibes. So I mean, since we got the top up, we could just start plucking this stuff in. Honestly, I think we have plenty of vinage. Yeah, I think we have plenty of vinage. Honestly, a basking area is going to be right here. And then maybe at some point I'll figure something else out here. I have another stick, I just don't know where it is. But as of right now, we are looking good. I just can't brace too much stuff up against this because like this is going to come out. Now we're waiting for everything to dry. I think we're looking pretty good already. Again, there's going to be a pothos. I'm going to somehow mount a pothos in the corner so it's all draping down. A lot of those plants are coming out and going into the bottom of here, and or I'm going to figure out some way to get them all over the place. Yeah, it's going to get crazy, but again, we're just waiting now. Alrighty. Boom. It is the next day. Look at me. I ordered this on the old Amazon. I had them custom make me one. I don't know how I think the logo needs to be bigger. And then maybe I got a custom patch, so maybe I'll just do a bigger patch and just have the lettering on it. I don't know. I'm kind of figuring out exactly how I want to do the hats yet, but we're working on it. Anywho, we got some plants, baby. These were all in the house, I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, you know what, these are gonna work perfect for in here. So, we're gonna take this blocking out. Hopefully our top stays on. I did not glue the top yet. I don't think I want to glue the top yet because we need more pieces at the top yet. So I think what I might do, honestly, I'm probably gonna have to glue that, but I'll do that later. Will blue painter's tape work? I have no idea. All right, now that we got that taped up, good enough, let's go ahead and try and figure out how I want to put these pothos in here and plants in here. I gotta go pull plants out of there, but how am I going to get height with the plants is the real question. This guy right here is gonna give me plenty of height, so let's at least start with him and then we'll go from there. I do have a little bit of the, what are you called again? I can't remember. Aloe vera plants. Got a big boy here. That was a little baby in that first one. This thing, I have no idea what this thing is, but it's going in here. Oh, that just went right in my crock. Unfortunate. This is gonna be a mess. Nice little tree in there. All right, where do we want to put this? Oh yeah, I'm thinking a little something like that, a little something special like that. Dig ourselves a nice little hole here. Oh yeah, this is nice and deep. This is gonna be perfect. Stuff the roots down in there. They'll end up figuring out where they want to stretch out to and grab a hold of. That was easy. We just got to do that about 20 more times. Pothos. Just put that guy right on in there and he'll grow right out of there. All right, the pothos, I'm gonna dig down in the back and I'm gonna vine it. I'm gonna stick it all up and hang it all over the place. Now this pothos likes really watery or moist soil, if you will. Honestly, I'm just gonna take this whole ball, try not to lose any, and I kind of want to put rocks back in there. So let's put it, you know what? Let's put them back in there. Right in the corner here will work. Yeah, this will be very bushy here. We'll take all our long guys, because they have very long runners. And what we're gonna do is trying to get it to run up the side of our cork bark here. Whole bunch of runners here. Just gotta find them all. That's the thing, I think once this starts growing a little better, it'll start growing up the top of all of this. All right, it's a work in progress, All right, let me step back and see what we look like. Okay, not awful, not awful. A couple more ground plants. I'm gonna pull plants that aren't doing as good in here, so this guy back here in this corner isn't doing the greatest. Probably just because of the amount of heat that's there. I know, Jimmy. You're getting moved into a better home, trust me. We'll set this guy off to the side because the other one's doing good I think I'm gonna take this spider plant. Jimmy? I'm gonna take this spider plant, buddy. Is that all right? It's kind of getting taken over by the, whatchamacallit. Oh, there's a little baby spider plant too. All right, I might take that, I might take a little bit of that other pink lady, I think it's called, out of there as well. There are 2 different sprigs, but I think I'm gonna try and take her out and put her in there because she just gives nice color. So spider plants actually do pretty well. I wish I could do it hanging, but I don't have, I need more like sphagnum moss or whatever you call it. But for now, we can put them in the bottom. I like to put it up high, you know? Hear me out. Is this crazy? I have a whole bunch of these sponge filters, right? What if I pack this full of dirt, put the spider plant in there, so it's gonna look like that, right? And then shove this in a corner, and essentially it'll be its own pot. Let's try it. Like just pack the bottom real hard. And this is gonna stay plenty moist. And then the roots can just get right into the actual sponge. Look, you just pack it nice and tight. And then what we'll do is we'll place her right here. Look at that. And then this mini one, we'll just, honestly, supposedly these grow pretty well in the water. This guy will just be some ground plants. Let's put you here, buddy. All right, let me go get a couple more vines, and yeah. Hey, can't forget our aloe vera, right? These are kind of low light, so let's just tuck it underneath our tree. And then our little baby one as well. Can't forget her. Nice. I got some of the pink lady. Roots are doing pretty good. We broke a couple of them off, but that's all right. All right, girl, let's put you, I kind of like you here, but we don't have anything in this corner here, so I'm gonna put it here. And then if we have to move it, we will. But pink ladies, they just look so good. They just have that good color. And I think off to the side will be good. Honestly, I think Jimmy's gonna love this. Again, let me go get, I feel like we're missing a vine here. Let me go find something. Here's a vine right here. I think we're gonna have to take some off here. Oof. Oof. Oh! Well, that's not good. You guys good? You guys good? You guys kind of crash landed onto the ground. Whoa. Okay. A little bit of an explosion. All right, we good? I didn't crack nothing? Hey, man. Just a little, there's a little more force than I was ready for. Little more force. I wasn't ready for that. Now, the real question, did I take enough off? That's gonna be debatable. Not too shabby. So what I'm hoping is this pothos, I'm gonna be able to run up the side of this or spiral up this. Once it gets some nice light going on it, the thing is, it's almost as big as it needs to be, but it's just not quite there. It's close. You just got to keep training these guys. I have this spray system, mister, an automatic misting system that I don't know how to set up. So, kind of hoping this is fairly easy. What if I just pull the reservoir out of like a different fish tank? Would that work? Oh gosh, this is way too intricate for me. All right, let me try and figure this out. There's a lot going on here. So, let's get that out of my mouth. I'm gonna have to drill some holes in the side. So my lines are on the outside of the tank, AKA my water lines. And then on the inside of the tank, or paludarium, will just be my nozzles. I like that. I think what I'm gonna do is mount my stuff, my pump here, and pump out of this bottom tank here for my water. So what I'm gonna do is I'll drill a hole in the back of here, plug this guy in. We gotta get this guy all set up. You know what, I'll just hook everything up and then we'll get to it. I'll show you what you guys look like. All right, you guys ready for this? I got it. Press this manual button. Look at that. We got Mister's misting, baby. It's kind of barely hitting that, down to that. It's just pretty much spraying all over here. Adjust it just slightly. Pretty much just dousing this thing, and then it's gonna drip down to these guys down here. Hey, we got some misters, baby. Nice. I would take that as a score. Misters. Now, all we need to do is put our doors back on and get Jimmy in there. And then once we have Jimmy in there, we can go ahead and grab these lights, preferably that light and that light. I think I'm gonna have to get a 4-foot light. I'm gonna have to get a new actual light for this. But yeah, which I do have lights. But the UVB and his heat lamp, we're gonna need to get moved over to here. But Jimmy, it's time, buddy. We gotta catch you out and get you put in your new home. First thing first, let's go ahead and get our doors back on. All right, Jimmy. Your new home, buddy. Come here, big dog. Jimmy. Calm. You're good. Jimmy. Let's show you, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're fine. Jimmy, hey, you're good, big dog. I got you. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. New home, baby. Jimmy, you're gonna love it. I promise. Here you go, buddy. Your new home. What do you think, buddy? I gotta clean that up. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? Look at that. Look at that. Jimmy, go explore, buddy. I'm so pumped. He has a giant paludarium, essentially, now. More like a vivarium because the bottom isn't entirely water, but, I mean, it's got fish in it, right? So, I'm going to need to add the heat lamp. I'm going to go ahead and turn our water off here. What do you think, Jimmy? Okay, let me move these lights, get these lights all where they need to be, and we're gonna be good to go. All right, so here's what we got. Jimmy, no longer in here, but we still do have plants in here. I have something big coming for this guy. Honestly, a lot of this might get torn down because I got something real special I need to do with this, so honestly, this whole top half is gonna get out of there at some point, and all the plants will more than likely go in here or go in with Big Red. Now, the finished product, baby. We got a standard light for the plants. We have the UVB also for the plants and for Jimmy, and then a heat lamp also for Jimmy. I'm thinking basking area right on top of there. Yes, I will pull the blue painter's tape off. It's still drying. But yeah, Jimmy, what do you think, buddy? Yeah. Got yourself a nice enclosure, buddy. It's gonna heat up quite nicely in there. Now, with these gaps in here, I need to get some black spray foam, and I will black spray foam all the crevices, just so Jimmy doesn't get lost in there, as well as the bugs don't get lost in there. Now, what we need is a whole bunch of crickets to kind of seed this. There were a couple wild crickets in there, and I'm gonna throw some dubia roaches in there as well, so Jimmy can actually hunt his prey. So yeah, that is the final construction of our 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot paludarium for our Chinese water dragon, AKA Jimmy. I mean, I think it turned out quite nicely, and it's just gonna get better as time goes, and as I get better as a vivarium slash paludarium builder, it's just gonna get better and better, especially with time. Once these plants start growing, the tree takes off, the spider plant goes crazy in that sponge filter, the pothos starts climbing up everything. It's gonna look so good. But until then, Jimmy, you keep growing up. I gotta clean all this, but yeah. We're gonna go ahead and feed Jimmy a little bit later today. I'll get that glass cleaned all up so we can actually see. And I would call that a job well done. So, this thing's gonna go crazy here in the next couple videos. Trust me, once I get what I am supposed to get hasn't came yet, so once they come, this thing completely tore down and completely rebuilt. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm pretty excited. So yeah, next video, honestly, is gonna be, see those iridescents? They are getting big. And you know what is super empty? Our 900-gallon pond. So, iridescents probably gonna need to get moved over here. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications, and I'll catch you all in the next one.